おう、悪い。
そうだ、清下の。これ、ゴミ捨て場に落ちていたでござる。
Anime is something that needs no introduction. It's gotten so popular. You walk out your house, you see Goku. Obama knows what it is.
Manga. And anime.
Obama! And people do shameless shit like this in public now.
One for all, Fall Cowling, Detroit Smash!
As someone who's been a fan of anime for years, it's great to see it finally get the recognition it rightfully deserves. Anime is cool now! Kinda. Even though anime has been popular for a few years now, you'll still find the odd person here and there that'll cringe whenever you mention it in a conversation. Which is a reaction I don't really like, but I can understand because, let's be honest, from the outside looking in, anime can be pretty fucking weird. And some people I know just don't like to watch animated stuff. And, you know, I respect that, but sometimes it reads like, I don't watch cartoons because they're made for kids and men who think they're kids. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go back to watching my mature show about a man who doesn't know how to refrigerate his meat properly. The reality is, some people can't be convinced. Even so, it's a shame to see people not at least give it a try once, especially since there's so many great anime out there for whatever you're interested in. But we're not here to talk about all the great anime that are out there. We're here to talk about one anime in particular. One anime that's so engaging from its first episode, it'd hook anyone in. One show that came out over 15 years ago that's still talked about today. One show that, I'll say it, can even win over the people who think anime is corny as fuck. And that anime is Death Note. Death Note is what I would classify as the perfect first anime. It's a story about a high schooler who finds a notebook that can kill anyone just by writing their name in it. Interesting premise. And Willem Dafoe's in this bitch? I'm all in. Obviously, there are other anime out there that are just as good at giving non-anime viewers a great first impression, but Death Note is an interesting case in that its first episode is not only good enough to hook in the people who have a slight interest in anime, but also those who would never be caught dead in a million years having Denji on their screen. And to be fair, I wouldn't want to either. That poor, horny fuck.
I beg your pardon?
And that's because Death Note, first and foremost, is a first impressions are everything. When showing someone an anime for the first time, it's important to ease them in with something that's not too far out of their comfort zone. Just because I'm used to the shit that's happening on screen right now doesn't mean someone else is gonna be on phase. Attack on Titan is a good example. As great as it is, it's an anime I've seen a lot of friends drop. And the culprit 90% of the time is the first episode. Now obviously they should watch it anyways because, I mean, come on, look at this. But I understand if the main character's mom getting eaten by a giant naked woman was off-putting to you. Which is why I think Death Note is so great, because for the most part, it's a pretty realistic show. Light lives in a world like ours. He goes to high school, is at the top of his class. He has W.Riz. And best of all, he has a loving family with a dad for once. Shout out to Light's dad, the only anime dad that's ever come back with the milk. The only crazy elements that are present in this show are the book itself and Ryuk. Actually, yeah, let's talk about him first because he sticks the fuck out. Ryuk is a Shinigami who was actually the previous owner of the Death Note Light finds at the beginning of the show. And because Light touched the Death Note, he can now see and hear this beady-eyed fuck, and Ryuk never leaves Light's side. I like him. All you need to know for now is that he chills in the back, stares at people, and eats apples. The Death Note itself, however, is ultimately what the show revolves around. It's interesting to watch the Notebook change Light into something unrecognizable by the end of the show. Now, what he turns into, I'm not gonna spoil. Go watch the fucking show. Death Note also has a lot of rules that makes the show very interesting the further you get in to see how Light handles situations that put him in danger. And those situations are always made so interesting because Light is smart as fuck. Especially when the government gets involved and the best character, L, gets introduced. It's like Light's playing 4D chess every episode and it's so addicting. Honestly, Light and L's dynamic alone is enough for me to tell you to watch the show. It turns the show into this crazy battle of intellect where you never know what's gonna happen next. And the crazy thing is, it only takes 2 episodes to get to that point. And if that's only the first 2 episodes, imagine how good the rest of the show is. Which brings me to my next point. The show isn't even that long. A common criticism I hear about anime is that the shows can be way too long sometimes. And while in some cases that is true, let's be honest, it's not like regular TV dramas any different. And in some respects, TV dramas can be worse with it since the episodes tend to be around 40 to 50 minutes long. Death Note is only 37 episodes, which to some people might seem like a lot, but this is an anime, so every episode is only 20 minutes long. So if you're telling me you can't get through that, you're fucking lying. Actually, considering the day and age we live in, You might not be lying, my bad. No episode feels like a waste of time. Every episode will keep you hooked and asking more questions until you realize that it's 4 in the morning and you have work in 3 hours. And if a show can do that, then obviously it's something special. I didn't want to go too in-depth in this video, so if this motivated you to start the show or rewatch it, you won't be disappointed. It's on most streaming services. You can watch it on YouTube for free, and if you don't want to do that, go sail the 7 seas, my friend. Come on, at least watch the first 3 episodes. Worst case scenario, you don't like it and you never watch it again. But best case scenario is you leave with a great, memorable show that's either the only anime you ever watch or a gateway deeper into the medium. It's up to you. I guess what I'm really trying to say is, Light may have the power of death at his fingertips, but if we're being honest, he's not beating Goku.